don't know when I don't understand when I go live why I gotta be glitching. Because I can see it glitching. I think the robots have done something to my channel. But my name is Cheryl Grabowski and welcome to the channel. This is a good place to be. This is a positive place to be. This is where you can get progressive ideas, where you can grow and expand beyond your bubble or your ceiling. A lot of people don't realize that they literally, what's up, PGA Bishop? I ain't seen you in a long time. Don't forget to hit the like. A lot of people don't realize that they literally have a ceiling, meaning that their thoughts and the thoughts that they generally think, because people don't pay attention to your brain is going to do what it does without your permission. It's just like your heart beating, beat, beat, beat. You don't tell your heart to beat, it beat on its own. So a lot of times your brain is running and you are thinking, your brain is thinking, but you're not thinking. This is called critical thinking. This place, my channel, my name is Cheryl, is a place where I challenge you to expand your thoughts and to use your critical thinking about viral topics and about whatever interests me. So good morning. Good morning. Hey. Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Yes, I'm back from my break. So don't forget to hit the like button. So listen, over there in my in the streaming app, what do you call it? The YouTube what do you call it? It's like analytics. I saw a message, right? And I was like, you know what? I'm going to respond to this message because this man is talking about the Somalians. So basically, he started it off by saying, I don't want to be mean. So I was like, oh, Lord. Not you don't want to be mean, but anyway, he said something that really kind of made me think, and then I went and did a little reading. So I want to read that to y'all and let y'all know what's going on. But anyway, what's going on with you and you? Listen, y'all know how we do over here. This is what we do. We have to do this because we have haters, right? Everybody not hating on us. A lot of people really enjoy us over here. But y'all, on the bottom of your screen, there's a share button. I want you to hit that share, and then you'll see copy link. And then I want you to hit copy link. And then I want you to go back and hit share again, and then copy link again, and then share again, and then copy link again, and so forth and so on. Do it at least 5 to 10 times so we can start our live stream and get it popping. So this is what we're going to start off with, talking about these Somalis. Now, this one, thank you for the 10 viewers, and now we need 10 likes. Y'all keep on sharing and copy link, because, see, you don't have to send it to anybody. The algorithm don't really know the difference, and the reason why I need y'all to help me with the algorithm is because the kind of channel that we have is a life channel, right? And so when you have a life channel, like, you know, a lot of times the machine can, you know, try to keep people from hearing what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? They want to share, and YouTube wants to stretch other people's channel, like funny stuff, entertaining stuff. And y'all know I'm entertaining and funny. I'm like a one-woman show. Y'all already know that. All the different aspects of Cheryl Grabowski. But the thing that you're really supposed to know about me, the analytics, thank you, is that I'm deep. Can you go with me to the depths of who I am? It is very important. I feel like y'all really, really, in my dating life and in my friendship life, which I really don't have like best friends. Hey, Daisy, right? Hello. Because I can be a lot. I can be a lot. Can you hang with me in the depths of my thinking? Right? Can you go into the shadow places with me? But anyway, that's enough of that. But that's what we do. Thank y'all for the 20 viewers and the 5 thumbs up. So if y'all can get the 5 thumbs up to 20, that would be great. In the comment section, I'm going to read everybody's comment. It's going to be one of them live streams today. We're doing it from the car. Good morning. Happy New Year. And I hope you've had a fantastic day. But let me get into this comment that this man talked about over here. They just gave me the notification, the Grabowski morning show is, oh, we dropped down to 11 viewers. Now, I need y'all to still hit the share and copy link, because we got some friends that want to hear what I'm saying in real time. So, this is what I don't know if he's a subscriber or not, but this is what he said. He said, I don't want to be mean. I want to be mean. No, let me quote him right. I want to be mean so bad. He is at TT boy underscore 2025. He said, I want to be mean so bad, but I'll keep it factual, is what he said. I've crunched the numbers, and importing Somalia people at 260,000 people who are now 95% citizens has cost taxpayers one half or a half $1 trillion, or $10,000 per taxpayer, with a current annual cost of 2.3 billion or 45.80 per year per taxpayer. Why am I paying $10,000 for criminals opening quality learning centers? This is what this man said, and I was like, "Come on!" It's the gaslighting and the lying for me. Now, we already know that with this regime, there's a lot of racism and lies. So anyway, so I went on down there. Hold on one second. And I typed in what is costing, what it costs annually for a Somalian citizen. So let me just type that in. I don't know how to, let me see if I can speak it. What does it cost annually for a Somalian citizen in the United States? Hold on. All right, we're going to get right up in here. Okay. Now let's read a little bit. Who said tough guy? All right. In a disparaging attack on Somalia, disparaging attack on Somalia, in which he said he didn't want people of Somalia descent in the United States, President T said Somalis ripped off Minnesota every year for billions of dollars, an apparent reference to a fraud investigation won, and suggested that 88% of Somalis receive welfare. This is what he's suggesting. Receive welfare benefits, but the White House didn't provide us with the evidence for either of those figures. So first of all, this propaganda, I don't understand, and I want to be fair, but I don't understand what part of you guys don't understand it. Out of this mouth of his, just reeks of lies, lies, and lies. And this man is a racist, okay? The bottom line, and he tell lies on folks. You can't take one group of people who committed fraud, we're going to say 30 Somalians that committed a substantial, that received a substantial amount of money from fraud. You can't take that and put all the Somalis together. You can't do that. And for this man that left this comment on in my comment section, I wanted to come and talk to you about learning how to use your brain, okay? Because we're not doing that. Now, said we updated this article to include information from the Center of Immigration Studies. On December the 10th, about 81% of Somali immigrant households in Minnesota receiving some form of welfare. We had reached out to CIS for such information prior to the publication of this article, but did not receive a response. Hold on. That's not the part that I wanted. Okay. Hold on. So Trump went on a rant and said that they are ripping us off. But that is not true. So what I found out is that Somalians are nurses. They work at the bank. They have all kind of jobs like what we have. Okay? So these people are citizens and they are paying taxes like everybody else. These I just don't understand why you guys believe what this man is saying and how you could take a small group of people and crunch all the Somalians up and say that all the Somalians in Minnesota are committing fraud. That's not true. That's a lie. Here we go over and over again. You got this racist white old man who is trying to say that the American government is taking care of all of these people who are ripping our country off. Well, my thing is, sir, you didn't have no money until your father gave you his money. I don't recall him ever having a job. Do y'all? Did he go to school and start off from the bottom up and earned his living? Or did he take his father's money and his father's reputation and his father's inner circle of businessmen that he was working with and took that and then, I mean, what a hell of a start. $300 million? The only reason he went to college was networking, not education. LOL. What's up, Poopy Pie Girl? It's been a long time since I've seen you. Okay, period. We cannot, and then you have these, and y'all excuse me, but you know, we're talking. You have these mediocre white guys who listen to this bull crap and not able to use their critical thinking, like I said at the beginning of this live, having a ceiling mentally, and you're not able to look at this situation and see what is going on. This man is discriminating against people of color because he wants to further spread the lie that white people government are taking care of black and brown people when these people are working and paying taxes like everybody else except for him, because we know that he doesn't pay taxes. So this man wants to put this comment in my comment section and say that he don't want to be mean, but why does he have to pay $10,000 for a Somalian? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Our commander-in-chief is telling you guys those kinds of lies so that he can have full access to our Treasury Department, and so that he can funnel that money, which is our money, to his rich billionaire friends and to Don Jr. like he's been doing. We're not doing that. For the life of me, that's why I say there's something so blinding about how people view white men, other white men, view this white man. It's got to be racism. Meanwhile, the biggest population subsidized by government assistance is Walmart employees. Don't let them distract us. Okay, period. And who owns Walmart? A white man. He doesn't feel like that he can pay these people a proper wage so that they can pay bills, and then they have to have assistance for their living expenses, their whatever, lights, water, and everything, because the white man at the top wants to take all of the profit. And then you guys ask us, oh, why are you guys being hard, Cheryl Grabowski, on the white man? It's because these rich oligarchs, white men who are at the top with all this money, doesn't understand that it's not okay for them to do what they do to the people. And then you have the commander-in-chief who just take a story of a group of Somalis that fraud. How the fuck is he going to talk about frauding, and he wouldn't even turn in his income tax, and all of the people in New York City said that he is the biggest fraudster they have ever seen, and he's been frauding for 40 years. It's crazy. It's just like the pot calling the kettle black. Sir, you are the expert in frauding. Margaret says, sure, they understand. They just don't give a damn. I don't know if they understand it or not. I really don't. To me, these are blind spots. This is narcissism. You know how when a narcissist get to talking, the very thing that they say about you, they are guilty of themselves. Do you understand? But since they lack that reflection, they don't see themselves as part of the picture. And they're guilty of the same thing. This man, when he ran, he kept talking about Venezuelan men who were raping women. And meanwhile, we done found out that him and Epstein raped children. They love baby coochies, girls and boys. While he ran on, the public is getting gaslit by everyone in power. Listen, gaslit. I did a live this morning about gaslighting. Gaslit. That means when somebody attempts to distort the truth or your reality by keep on in repetition saying a thing that is not true until they make you doubt yourself. When you know the difference and when you know what's true and what's not. It's not okay to be gaslit in 2026. That's not okay. There's a reason Epstein wrote that letter about being the one to be able to take down Trump with that knowledge. I know it is. What's up, Bruce City? I know it is. And now they've released so much more stuff, and I got to get back in there and see what else is going on. But how you gonna run on stopping rapists when you yourself is one of the biggest rapists of children? And then the white men with confidence and Megan on the news said they don't care if he grape. They don't care about that. They don't care about that. They don't care if he grape, just as long as he will stop black and brown people from coming into the United States, as long as he can stop them. As long as they can influence all the Europeans all over the world to suppress black and brown people, because they know that in a short amount of time that everybody in this world pretty much going to be mixed, and there will be no such a thing as the white race. So that's a good thing. I mean, that's a good thing. Good morning. Thank you so much. That's a good thing. I can't believe it. And also, because I have people in my life that support him, right? And we don't fuss about it. We don't fight about it. We don't even fall out about it. Some people don't even talk to people anymore if they find out that that's what's going on. But me, I'm not like that. I just try to get an understanding and see where he resonates with them. That's what I want to know. What part of his message, because I know somebody in particular who is a female Republican, and she talks about, black people, because she's a black woman, doing better for themselves, having the opportunity to go to school and do better. But this is the thing, because I know her personally. Let me just say this. I'll say this. I know for sure that she came from a good family. She had a fantastic mother, and she had a daddy that's a real man. Her parents loved their children. The father was very present, and they taught their children very well. And she followed after her father's footsteps. So in her particular case, even though she's around lots of black people, she don't understand the systemic oppression and all of the poverty and all the things, that the mental health stuff that black people go through from experience, and all of this, what do you call it? All of this stuff from whites, You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't understand that because she herself is a privileged black woman. And which is, like I say, I don't judge her, but I'm saying it's easy to see how she resonates with Republicans. Now, listen, I've been around her lately, right? And I hadn't said anything, but I'm trying to find out now, how does she view everything? Because this president that she loves and backs, basically, he's calling her a black dog. Okay? Whenever he speaks terrible about military men and women, black men and women, or any minority group in the United States, because black people, brown people are not the minority when it comes to the earth. White people are the minority. Let's get that straightened out first. Everybody needs to understand that. Blacks are not the minority. We might be in the United States, but if you put us all together all over the globe, we outnumber white people, period. Okay. So I wonder what she feels like now when this regime says, we don't give a fuck about your education. We don't care about your little change that you got in the bank. We don't care about your 401k. We don't give fucking shits. Okay? Because we have billions of dollars. We don't care anything, nothing about your $1 million or your $800,000. We don't give a damn about that. We don't care about your credentials. We don't care that you wear some of the same kind of shoes we wear. We don't care. We say if you're black and brown, you're not good enough. You're a nigger still. No matter who you are, if you're Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, or any fucking black. I wonder how she feels now. I would love to have a conversation with some African American people who fit this description that I know. The ones that feel like that they've arrived past their brothers and sisters and that the white people that they're one of them. I wonder what they feel like. I was listening to Billy Carson the other day, and he was talking about, all of this new in your face. We're not going to apologize for being white and privileged, and white nationalists. We're not apologizing for that. We said we fucked y'all over. We meant to do it, and we going to try to figure out how to do it a fucking again. And what the fuck are you going to do about it? And they pop their collar. I wonder, what do the ass-kissing blacks and the ones that thought they were better than the other blacks, I wonder what they talk about now. I wonder. Let me get back in the comment section. Keisha Johnson said exactly. I wonder. I just wonder. Because nobody has it misconstrued now. Everybody got the fucking video. And I think those kind of blacks have gotten quiet. Now, people say MAGA blacks. Let's define what a MAGA black is. Now, if you're a MAGA and you're black, you're a fucking ass kisser. Okay? You'll do anything to keep your position, your status. You will lick boots. You will suck cracks. You will do anything to stay where you've gotten. You don't care anything about the black agenda and the black and brown people that are around you. You cannot stand on business. You ain't worth a damn. That's black MAGA. Now, let me get back in the comment section. Keisha Jones says, sure, come on with it. Girl, black MAGA? What the fuck is that? Are you crazy? Or they've been told their whole life they're one of the good ones and think that they will somehow be the exception to the oppression when the bigots come to power. Oh, honey, the bigots are in power and you are no exception. Nobody gives a damn that you can talk like Becky. We don't care. They don't care. They don't care nothing about You and your Becky pocketbook or your Becky or whatever, they don't care. It should be very, very humbling. And also, it should be very revealing. And if they have any self reflection, there should be a lot going on with all of that. Let's see. Are those Melania Trump your mammy? Maybe they are intelligent and have a family and God in their lives. Oh my stars. Maybe they are intelligent and they have God in their lives. Oh my God. The white nationalists are Christian. They say Adam and Eve was white and God does not. God does not approve of blacks. So what God are you talking about? Huh? Because they don't subscribe to that God you talking about. They don't subscribe to that. They don't subscribe to that. Hold on. That was funny. That was funny to me. That tickled me real bad. Maybe they got God in their life. This whole thing, this whole billionaire regime takeover has God all over it. Thank you. Meanwhile, these Christians worship some orange man who likes children. Period. Period. A God that told you to covet children and lick baby coochies. Been doing it for years. The God that told you to do that. The same one that show you how to make millions of dollars and hang around with other people who have billions of dollars. But when you get by yourself, baby coochie is what you want the most. And been doing it for years. I'm not doing that. When Paula White was in that Oval Office, we call for the African angels. We call for the African angels. We call for the African angels to help them lick baby coochie. That's what the African angels do. They grease his tongue down real good so he can enjoy baby coochies, girls and boys. We call for the African angels. We call for the African angels. If you are against him, you are against God, because God told him to lick baby coochies. And if you are for him, then it's okay for people who do that. What's up, Casey Dewan? In the building. Oh, what a glorious man. Got baby coochie on the menu. Oh, boy. Little boys and girls. Epstein Island, honey. Do y'all remember the inauguration? Not the inauguration. Y'all remember the inauguration? Y'all remember that? Uh-huh. Baby coochie. You remember the speech? Baby coochie. Every time he opened up his mouth, that's all you're going to ever see is baby coochie. That's it. Girls and boys. Oh, when he get by himself. Can you send a 13-year-old over here? Mar-a-Lago. Ooh. Say, Steen been bringing girls, the babies, to the Trump Towers for a long time. Meanwhile, the folks said, when you gonna run for president? Meanwhile, he got no self-reflection because some of his internal GPS said, wait a minute, I'm not fit for that now. That's a little bit too much. That's a little bit too much. I can't be no president now. I can't be standing up there giving no prayer breakfasts and up there with the preachers and all. Because I still do that same thing with the babies. I still do it. Yeah. Mm. It just seems like to me, yeah, you are not black, but Indian people, indigenous people, American Indian, copper color. Okay, Sharon says, period. And Keisha said, Rip, Virginia, Dufree. Dufree, is that how you pronounce it? Dufree? Rip, rest in peace for that woman, because that girl went through something, and we do not believe that she unalived herself. We're not doing that. We're not doing that when she knew the truth. My thing is this, without her saying a word, not one, without her saying a word, where is his internal GPS? Where is his sense of conviction, knowing what he has done in secret? He and his best friend. He knew. There is a clip of his mother saying he should never run for president. His mother said that. Now you got to think about, Terry with me for a minute. You got to think about a mother saying this about a little boy. What did she see him do? What did mommy see him do at such a young age where she, in her mind, says, oh, no, he never needs to run for president. Even the mother said he's unfit. But the Republicans say he's just what we need. We need a devil. We're tired of showing empathy to the world. We're tired of apologizing. Yes, we are the white men who want to rule, dominate, kill, steal, and destroy. We want to do that, and we want to do it in good conscience. We want to be able to say that it is fine to do that to you. We want to be able to say, because Stephen Miller just said it. He just said, let the strongest man survive. He said, damn straight. I listened to him say it myself. I got to find the clip and show it to y'all. He said, damn straight. The most powerful one is the one that wins. He said, if you are powerful, you're supposed to subdue the smaller countries. I think he was talking about, at the time, I think he was talking about Greenland. He said, damn straight. That's what he said. That's what he said. What we got going on in this chat? Let's see. Smoke nigga said, if you was raised in the 80 and 70 and you don't know right from wrong, old folk cousin, uncle, auntie whooped to your ass, go tell your family expectantly if you from one of them neighborhood. What is you talking about? Oh Lord. One thing I do know, and this reminds me of church, right? Because church, what my experience is, church draws a lot of mental illness and personality disorders. And that's what this regime reminds me of. It reminds me of a whole school of malignant narcissists and psychopaths. That's what it reminds me of. So when it comes to the island over there, they were going to do those things to children. Absolutely. They were going to do all the worst things to children and not feel any type of way about it. As soon as you turn your back, they were going to exploit the children. And, yeah, they were going to do that. And so now they are in office, and some of these bankers and all these people who handled the money from the Epstein Island, some of these folks have not been named. Some of them have. You know what I'm saying? They are like, so what? I did what I did. They don't have a moral GPS. They don't have that thing that lets them know what's right from wrong. They don't have that. And a lot of people, like I said, this reminds me of the church world. And the church is the same way. A lot of them. And a lot of people love to ordain their sons. Finally, their son want to present like he is a upstanding citizen. Finally, after he done ran through I don't know how many women, after he done left children everywhere, like the president, then a group of people want to put him up in the pulpit and tell him that he can preach to other people and tell them what God says and show them the difference between right and wrong when he don't know the difference between right and wrong, and he'll do the same thing behind your back. That's what it reminds me of. And that's why so many church people voted for him, white and black, and put him in the White House. That's why. Too many victims of CSA are brought in by their own parents, sadly. Wow. That's what, it reeks. Now, I knew that the church was infested with narcissism. And a lot of the narcissists are pastors, male and female. I knew that. But I didn't realize that that was happening in Washington as well. So now it's all the way, they're ranked all the way to the top. Yep. These people have allowed their, hold on, y'all. These people have allowed these men to be around children because they are rich. It's just like the preachers. Same way, the priests, we're not going to talk about the priests. We're not even going to talk about the priests because the priests still are not in jail. The priests are still doing that to children, and they are, by the leadership, they are moving them to different states to further their priesthood and to further assault children. I told my daughter, I said, I'm not afraid of death. It's been so long, like got rid of the fear of death. What scares me is being born back into this world as a child. That scares the shit out of me because children are in trouble. It's the systemic covering and hiding of the people in power who commit this. That is the worst part. The church won't protect others. The church is not going to do it. I'm telling you right now, because they are too busy in their mind. This is how they think, and they don't have the right type of critical thinking. This is how they think. If we address this situation, then it's going to make the whole church look bad because it's about appearances, right? And then the second part of it, well, if we pray hard enough, then God will restore the man or woman of God that have destroyed this young person for them putting their hands on them. They don't understand, because emotionally they are narcissists too. They're narcissists too. When I say it's plagued, it's plagued. And y'all listen, I started deconstruction 25 years ago, and I didn't even know anything about the word. But what I did was, it's something about me, and like I notice patterns, and I don't care who I'm around. I just notice, it's just a noticing of patterns with me. And when I was in the church world, not even conscious that I was even doing this, but it's almost like I kept mental notes on everything, and there were patterns. And by the time I was finished with it all, I had summed it all up and said to myself, oh my God, these people are terrible. And they've been like this for 40, 50 years. So for the next 30, 40 years, they're not changing. The only thing that's going to happen is they're going to get older. It was just terrible. It's like HR for a big company, there to protect the church instead of the people being taken advantage of. Girl, absolutely. Some churches, not the church at large. No, I'm going to say now, I'm going to give a little wiggle room for you. I'm going to say most churches and not all. I say it that way. Can I say it that way? Because that's how I see it. Most churches, not all. But ain't y'all ever heard, have y'all ever heard somebody say, I'm going to open up me a church. It's a lot of money in it. Do y'all, most people, uh, that's what motivates them. That's why they did it to begin with. It was the money from day one. And the compliance in the face of evil is just as evil. That's right. You knowing what's going on and then you don't say a damn word about it. That's another thing in the church world. I'm telling you, I don't care what anybody say. I started deconstruction almost 25 years ago, not even knowing that deconstruction was a thing. That's a word. And people pay people to help them through deconstruction. Just simply meaning, Poopy Pie can tell you this, is that once you've been indoctrinated and all that stuff you've sat in church and poured, that stuff into you and allow them to shape your mind and to speak on what they believe God is saying. And God is saying, thank you so much. Isn't that a beautiful cup? Thank you. And all of that, you play hell between that information and that. It's like a snake. It wraps around your conscience, and between the conscience and the mind, you play hell trying to get it out. I'm telling you right now. And before you know it, you'll be protecting some terrible situation, and all the time you'll be saying that God told you to do that. Let me get back into the conversation. I wish churches had to disclose finances like nonprofits in order to keep tax exemption, and also I wish church people would understand that to look at somebody's criminal record and to know about their history is important, because history is a strong indicator of future behavior. It's hard to change. It is. And most people want to go and read a couple verses or go to the college and get a theology degree and then go get somebody to pray over them in some oil. And they want to change their clothing and say that they are changed, and they are not. And that's another thing. So it don't surprise me that in Washington, I'm sorry, y'all, people keep calling my phone, happened in Washington, and all these Christians are, you got the white nationalists who have their own Bible or have their own way of seeing the King James Bible. Then the black church say, well, they're not worshiping the true God. Why they not? Why are they not? They got the same Bible you got. The same one. The same exact one. They say that Adam and Eve were white in the garden. That's what they say. Adam and Eve were not black. They were white. They were God's chosen people that he made. They were the better folks in the garden, and they were white. That's what they say. They say black people are cursed. That's what black people say, that they curse. Black people have been taught that they were cursed from the Bible, and they themselves say that what black people are experiencing in the United States is a result of the King James Bible and what it has said about black people. You got black people aiding their demise. Y'all, we got a lot going on. We got a lot going on. A scammer is a scammer in every position of existence. It's not the church, it's the people. Well, the church ain't the church without the people. What is a building? We're not doing that. The church isn't a church without the building, without the people. The church is just a structure without the people and the commandments and the instructions from the Bible. What do you mean? What do you mean when you say that? You saw that because you were looking for greatness, not from salvation through Jesus. I went into a church and I was taught simple, like everybody else. I don't come from generations. I don't come from generations of church folk that don't even read their Bible. Don't read it. They just do church because that's how they were brought up. That's not how I was brought up. I wasn't brought up in church. So when I go into a church, because the church had a union. It was lots of churches, lots of preachers, and they all pretty much thought and believed the same thing. Okay? It wasn't no one church and no 6 months visit. It wasn't like that. As you can see, and how I conduct my social media and all of the vast topics that I talk about and my and all of that, when I was in the church world, as when I was married or whenever I do anything, I give it my very best. So I wasn't one of those. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say the church, I say most of them. I know lots of people. Okay? I've been dealing with the church for years. People from, matter of fact, I've been dealing with the public, and they go to lots of different churches. Okay? I see patterns. I see patterns in people. Now, if you're saying, well, Cheryl, that ain't Jesus, well, when the last time you seen Jesus? Because you ain't seen him neither. So don't even say that, because you haven't seen Jesus. You haven't. Your daddy haven't, and the granddaddy haven't either. None of us have. So that's not even nothing to say. The only representation that we have of church is people. So don't say that. What's up, Rich Boo? What's up? What's up? It's been a long time. A church didn't teach me, a Bible did. Well, you look into a person who had a library of 2,000 books, including the best Bibles that you could buy. Concordances, strong concordances, topical Bibles, all kind of Hebrew, Latin, Greek Bibles, the Dates Bibles, International Bible, all kinds of Bibles. I guarantee you couldn't outstudy me. So if I tell you my experience, you're not talking to one of them. I'm not one of them. I'm one of those. There is a difference. There is a difference. There is a difference. And if you are studying any book with the idea that that is the only book, or that is the true book, and that what's written down in that book is everything that God has said, then you haven't even started studying, and you need to use critical thinking, because you don't know not one person in that damn book, not one. You don't know how they lived. You don't know if they were crazy. You don't know if they stood on business. You don't know if they had their mothers killed. You people, listen to me. Out of this right here comes a whole lot of fucking talking. But if you've lived long enough, that's why I say about patterns. And this is humanity, period. What we say and what we do, two different things. And what I found out in 2026, after deconstructing for over 25, 26 years now, church is full of narcissists. That's why they always run into the book. God is within. God is not on pages. God is not on pages. If you are still looking in a book for God, then you've not even started. And you are one of those people that I described in the beginning of the live. You have been, there's a ceiling. There's a ceiling. There you go, right there. There's a ceiling. You cannot think beyond it because you're still stuck on the pages. Period. Period. Don't come on someone else's channel and tell them what to do, Mark. Church people wake up in fear, and God don't occupy the same space. Listen, but it's a fear doctrine. This is, oh my God. And so anyway, this channel, my channel, is for everybody. It's for the baby Christians. It's for the non-Christians. It's for people. It's for Buddhists. It's for Muslims. It's for human beings that want to discuss what we have taught, we have been taught, what we have learned, and what we believe to be true for us. Now, me, myself, I tell y'all my opinion, but it's mine. I tell y'all my experience, but it's mine. And I respect yours. And I said, this is my true opinion. If you are looking for God on the pages of any book, then you have not started your journey. God is not on the pages of book. God is inside of you. And that book is, those books are talking about, those people are explaining what they think about God. And some are saying what they experience about God. But who are you? What do you say that's not in the book? What do you know that's not on the pages of the book? What have you experienced that's not in the book? And what have you done that's not in the book? We're not talking about Peter, John, Paul, or even Jesus. Nope. We're not talking about any of them. We're talking about you. All right. It's about me when I'm getting, okay, I agree with you now that I heard your explanation. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm serious, you know, because we could discuss, oh, there's so many parts of it, y'all, that we could get into. I'm serious because I, like you, Linda, and Poopy Pie probably, have done an extensive amount of studying. I've put the work in, you know what I'm saying? I've studied to show myself approved. And I'm most interested in the King James Bible. I've looked in some other books. I told you I had a library of over 2,000 books. So, and for many a years. So I've done that. And I can have a good conversation with y'all. And we can engage in lots of different things. But what I'm saying, if you have a ceiling, that is a problem. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. That's right. You have God in you. Why can't we have our own personal relationship with God? You can. Are you making the rules up, lady? No. What are you doing that is positive and you don't need church to do that? Facts. Okay. Telling someone what they shouldn't do is telling someone what to do is irony. Irony, well, that's my opinion. It's my opinion, though, for real. I believe that you should approach any spiritual literature as this is a book of people, scribes, who wrote what they think and what some may have experienced with the God that they believe in. Hello, Eddie Parks. That's how you approach the book. If you approach the book like, oh, this book is powerful and scary God, and he tell me what to do, and if I don't do what he say, he gonna put me in hell. How many days have you been on the earth? How many days have you been on the earth? Like, really? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. So anyway, yeah, if you approach it from that way, you know, like with the iron fist, because that's how they used to teach it. Now, there are lots of pastors who never taught it that way. People never had to deconstruct because they were not a part of the trauma. We call it, throw y'all a bone, we call it religious trauma. When you preach and teach about a mean, hateful God that throw people in hell for all eternity, which is a tormenting thought, which causes trauma and abuse in the subconscious mind. When I tell y'all that is the most traumatic, ugly, awful thing that people, and look, the idea of hell wasn't even put in the Bible originally. They added it later on. But if you got that ceiling, you won't even know that because you're going to be focusing on what the church has taught you inside the building for the last 40 or 50 years. Versus we can go back further than that and find out when the idea of the burning hell was put in there further from the colonizers in order to capture the mind and the spirit of the people so that they would have fear, dominance, and control. Ain't nothing like controlling a person if you scare them. Ain't nothing like it. Happy New Year, Monique. Hello. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing like gaining control of a person if you scare them. Ain't nothing like it. And I don't know. Hey, artist Dudley, it's been a long time. No. Fear and God don't occupy the same space. Let me see. Poopy pie. Imagine these poor children being raised in shame and fear. Oh, girl. I know something about that. No wonder their inner voice is negative and anxious. That's what I'm saying, y'all. The subconscious mind. These people knew a long time ago how to program us. Do y'all not know that if certain type of information get in your subconscious mind, you can't just easily take it out? These people have coerced us into giving them our power. If God is in you, and he is, but they make you believe that you got to go through something else in order to obtain God's favor or to be able to communicate with God or to walk with God or to experience this lifetime, then they've got you. They've ensnared you. Cheryl Grabowski don't want you ensnared. Not even my worst enemy, which I don't have enemies. People call themselves my enemy. I don't have enemies. You know, what I do is separate from people and say, that's it. When I understand that you're not for me, then I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go because you don't supposed to occupy space with people who are not for you. And you can tell that energetic wise. You can tell. You can always tell. You've been looking for me. You are very close to being pretty. Close. That's funny. Oh, Lord. Time to take our land back. It's been proven that being raised by judgmental parents causes your inner voice to harshly criticize yourself. Y'all, I was so critical of myself for so long. I was, because my mama was, she was harsh. She was. And she went through trauma. So I was raised in trauma. I was. There is no way, like for me, a person like me, there is no way that I should have landed where I am. Y'all should know that God is in me. For me to make it from where I started from to where I am now is a pure miracle. I have so many people that gaze at me that they don't believe, they don't know that I know that they watch me. They don't speak to me. They don't call me on the phone. They don't leave comments in the comment section, but they watch all the time. And if you know what, and I say to you, keep watching. Because if I wasn't me, I would watch me too. I would. It's amazing. Yeah, my baby boy said that too to me. That I hear that I've been able to make it where I am now, here and here. It's amazing. I shouldn't be where I am. I shouldn't. But see, that speaks to me and you, right? And what we have on the inside of us. God ain't going to give up on you. Don't you give up on yourself. There's no separation between you and your God. I don't care. I know there's no separation. This is, people say, oh, where we live in the hell. And that the devil is here. No. Well, we are both light and dark. I hate to tell you, the devil is so much closer than what you think, and God is so much closer than what you think. You are both. You are both of those things. You are both. It's always been shown a lot of people with OCD have history of religious trauma. Oh my goodness. It is so, and so people say, Cheryl, Cheryl, why would you say that? Look, I'm telling y'all a secret, don't tell nobody. Please. The church is hurting people, but they don't know it. They don't know. That's the sad part. If I could go in there and show them, like Poopie Pie said, y'all, the very thing that y'all teach people are hurting them and stealing life from them, keeping them from being the best that they can be. I'm serious. So people say, well, sure, they don't love God. I think they do. But I think, Poopie Pie, that the trauma in the religious scriptures that are trauma based, you can go right in there. Listen, I'm just telling y'all right now. You can go once you get this mindset, you can cleave to your Bible. Go back in there. Go back in there and read it and see and tell me what you see. Tell me what you see. When you understand what trauma is, now go back and read it again. You know what I'm saying? That's what repentance is really. It's really rethinking and then changing your mind about something that you thought prior to. We are learning, unlearning, and then relearning again. We are learning and then unlearning and then relearning again. There's a lot of religious trauma in that book. And the way that it's been taught is even further traumatizing. Linda said, sure, I'm so happy you are teaching this. I'm happy to teach it. Those people for Trump are the church people, not the people that has God in them. And Linda, Trump, girl, when I tell you, girl, the white nationalist doctrine, I've been looking for it. So I went online to see if I could find it because I literally want to read it. I know what the Christian doctrine says. I know what the Pentecostal doctrine said versus the AME and the gospel. I know what their doctrines say because, they differ. They pick certain things from the Bible and then, line it up and then teach it, because you can't give people the whole Bible, so they pick and choose and create a timeline. Not a timeline, but an outline, and that is the doctrine. I want to know what the white nationalist doctrine says. If y'all can find it, can y'all email it to me? I literally want to look at it, because some kind of way they've demonized brown and black people. I listened to an interview by a white guy, real young, on TikTok, and he interviewed the head of the KKK. And the head of the KKK is an old white man, of course, had his leg crossed, and he was sitting there talking to the young boy, and the young boy was interviewing him, very respectful. And he asked him, he said, so does God approve of black people, and can black people black people go to heaven? And he said no. He said no, they can't. They can't go to heaven. He said that black people are a type of human, but like a subhuman. They are below white people. They don't have the spirit of God in them. So the way that he described the head of the KKK, the way that because of his toxic and ungodly doctrine, right? It sounds like that we are similar to animal, like deer or antelope or buffalo or, like an alligator or something like that. We're subhuman. From what I was taught, they were taught that they were chosen people and everyone else is here for them to use like livestock. Okay, see what I said? See, Poopie Pie, I didn't see that. I'm just describing to y'all, the viewers, the vibe that I got from the man. So he's walking around, and he doesn't see black and brown people, Indians, blacks, Mexican, Cubans, Jamaicans, Haitians, Africans. He doesn't see black and brown people as houses or temples of God. Hey, Nikki. He doesn't see us as possessing God's spirit. He doesn't see us as extensions of God. He doesn't see us as expressions of God, that God is in us, through us, as us. He doesn't see that. He see them, even though he has the evidence that white people too are murderers, child molesters, pedophiles, psychopaths. He see that too. He see that white women leave their children and white men leave their families too. He see that white men rob banks and commit internet fraud too. He see that every unjust thing that he's ever seen a black person do, that white people do it too, even though he see that. That's why I was telling y'all about the brainwashing, the mind control, and really the brain damage. That's a good word. The brain damage that you get, that cognitive brain damage that you get from allowing yourself to be indoctrinated. That idea for the indoctrination that he receives from the white nationalist doctrine puts him in a bubble and causes him to not see what is clearly visible to everybody else because of the indoctrination. I have extended family in there. In where, y'all? It's like a dog. We're companions, but dogs don't get into heaven. Yes. Poor thing. He was taught that dumb stuff, but he believes it. What is sin disposition? Not African and not Walter Plecker black. History says get into your genealogy. But every YT that does it is justified to them. They aren't evil, just victim circumstances. The cognitive dissonance is wild. It is. It is wild because it's not based on reality and truth and pure observation. It is wild. You can learn, like me, so much about how the subconscious and brain work that anger that I used to have towards YT people, I don't have that anymore because I understand what has been done to them. I understand that and how they view it, but they are dangerous in this ideology. It is very, it is because they don't have empathy for black and brown people. They don't have truth is healing. It is. It is. The truth is healing. And see, I'm a person, I like to learn. And like I said, I see patterns and I observe everything. Like I'm a true Scorpio, okay? I can't help it. I think if they could rewind time, if they could rewind time when I went into the church years ago at 18 years old, I think they would put me out of there and said, we can't allow her to come in here because what she's going to feel, see, and observe is going to change everybody that she knows eventually. What she see, feel, and observe is going to change everybody eventually. Sure, I don't have anger anymore. I say how dumb they are and try to ignore them. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, y'all, kisses and hugs. I felt sorry for the little Klan man. He looked frail, and he's lived his whole life that way, you know. And so, because I have empathy, you know what I'm saying? It's just terrible. It's ter- and for my last point, the white young man said to him, he said, "Oh, you are aware that Jesus wasn't white, right?" The Bible itself, according to a lot of the things that were said and where the scrolls were found, originated in Africa, right? So he told him, he said, white people only existed about 6,000 years. So Jesus wasn't white. Again, that cognitive dissonance, it wouldn't allow it. It wouldn't allow it. It wouldn't penetrate no matter what. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's the brain damage. Scientists are saying, please don't take your children in places like that. It's going to brain damage them. Just don't do it. If you don't do it to your children, then they won't have to deconstruct. And so people ask me all the time, they say, Cheryl, please open up a church. We don't care what you preach. I say, how y'all gonna ask me to open up a church when I tell you guys that the Bible cannot be authenticated? Even though I love the book, I mean, most of us do. So what would I do? How would I present this book? I couldn't present it as a book of history. I couldn't present it that way. Ruby said, girl, we have a church right now. Look, I couldn't present it that way. So how do I present it? Do I say, okay, well, we're getting ready to open up the King James Bible. We're going to start in Genesis 1:1. And before we get in there, to begin with, we must say that this is a book of ideas. I saw the pictures in Russia. That is interesting. This is a book of ideas about what people believe about their God and what they have said and the stories that have been passed on down through the years. These are not real situations. Even the story of Jesus was borrowed, because I remember the Egyptian story that was told about Horus, the Virgin Mother, and the dad. It's identical to the story of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. It's just that those were not the same names. So how do I approach it? How can I open up a church? How do I do that? Y'all know me. I can't sit and tell lies. Can't do that. I got to tell you that it can't be authenticated, even though we love it. I got to tell you that the story of Jesus was told a long time ago in the Egyptian Bible, but it was different names. The name was not Jesus at all. The name was Horus. So I got to tell y'all that. You know? I got to tell y'all that I think Paul the Apostle is a little crazy. And John the Revelator, he's acting like he was on drugs. I mean, I got to tell y'all that. And we could do it that way. But ain't no way I'm going to tell people cheerings that God is hateful and that he going to put you in a hell for being human. And when you've been passed down trauma through your parents, you going to do trauma shit. Because that's how the brain works. Church of the Agnostic, LOL. Girl, well, I don't know what that is, but I'll look that word up. Because, I mean, I'm just describing how I see things. I don't know what agnostic means. I don't know. But I will look it up and find out what it means. But if it fits, because if it fit like a glove, then that's what I must be. Because we can't do that. We taking the power from priests and pastors and bishops that tell you that they're the keeper of your soul. They can barely keep their own soul. They got their own traumas and triggers and fears. We're not doing that. Anyway, bye guys. Just that something is out there. You don't know what. Just something bigger. Rise Riri said, that's right. I love y'all. Kisses and hugs. I see y'all when I get off work tonight. Bye, guys. Thank you, Rich the Fish, and all other moderators. Nikki, and it was another Poopy Pie. And did Bree Bree come in today? And yeah, thank you. Y'all have a great day. Bye, guys. Thank you for the men that stayed. Thank you, guys. We love y'all too. That's right. MC Day 17. Thank you, boo. MC is a new moderator on the channel, y'all. Give him some love. All right, guys. I see y'all later on tonight. Bye, guys.